Hi, how are you? It's Paul from To Cooks. Today I'm going to cook my courgette risotto with pan-fried chicken. Now for me the key with risotto is to make sure you have everything 100% prepared beforehand. So what I'm going to do is now prepare my shallots, garlic, and then cut the courgettes and the cherry tomatoes for the recipe. Right, so first you want to cut your shallots in half. They've already been peeled. So what we will do is then, if you grab it where the root side is, so you have that in your hand, and then if you cut down into slices, not going right to the edge, like so, and then cut across the middle, carefully, and then you want to just come down. If you do all these things slowly, it'll mean you won't have chopped fingers at the end of it. Now, just discard that wee bit. So I'm going to do this for the remainder of the shallots now, and we can go ahead then and start our garlic. Okay, so that's all our shallots have been chopped. We just put them into this bowl for the moment. And next up is the garlic. Now. So pretty much the same with the garlic. Once it's peeled, again just chop down a few wee slices and then roughly chop through it like so. And we can just put that into our shallots because that's all going in together. Just put a wee bit in a bit. Okay, for our courgette then, you want to cut off the stem and a little bit of the end, like so. Now you want to chop these pretty fine, so if you cut down, right down the centre, and then again, just follow the natural curve of the courgette around the tip of your knife. So, and then you want to go carefully again, both sides. That's them enough. And just grab half of them together and finally chop them. Put these in the bowl. And we'll do the same with our second courgette then. Next I want to just prepare a few cherry tomatoes. So you're only talking 4 or 5 cherry tomatoes. Puts a little bit of colour in towards the end. And you just want to quarter these. So it's a good thing to have a couple of small bowls around the place so you can just prepare these things and have them sitting ready for the off. Okay, so what we have here is 700 ml of chicken stock, and we've just added on a very low heat because you want this warm going in. Each time you put a ladleful into the pot, you want it warm so it doesn't take forever to cook. So in another saucepan then, we're going to put on a medium heat, and we're going to put in our knob of butter and a little swirl of oil just. And then into that we will put our shallots and garlic. Okay, so we add in our garlic and shallots into that, and you just want to soften these off, I say, on a sort of medium heat. Let them sweat off for about 5 minutes. So, okay, now to this we're going to add in our risotto rice, and we just want to slightly toast these off. And the heat will actually make them open up, which will encourage it to absorb more of the stock when we put it in. So we'll just continuously stir this now because it will stick to the bottom. And we just want to toast these off for maybe the guts of a minute basically. Alright, that's then nicely toasted, and to this we're going to add 100 mils of white wine. And we want this all to absorb in. Now you don't have to continuously stir it, but it's always good to be there on hand with your hand on the spoon, just to make sure that it doesn't catch to the bottom. And the more you stir it, the more you're hitting it with the spoon, again will encourage the rice to open up and absorb some more in. Now that's all our wine has been absorbed into the rice. So next up you want to take a ladle full of our stock. This is my homemade stock, and that'll go straight in. And again give it another stir around until this is absorbed. And it's after your first ladle full of stock then that you want to put in your courgettes into it, and they'll soften nicely then, but still remain a little bit of a bite to it. Now you can see there the first ladle full of stock is more or less absorbed into the rice. It's just starting to become creamy, which is exactly the kind of consistency you want. So what we'll do now is we put in our second ladle full. We stir around, and this is where we'll add our courgettes in. So full bowl full of courgettes goes in, and just give them a stir through. Now our pan is nice and hot there. As you can see, it's just starting to smoke, which is exactly what we want. And we put our chicken fillets down onto that. And I'll wash the hands. Now we just season the top part of our chicken fillets. A little bit of pepper and a little bit of salt. And we can turn them over then, gently. Okay, now as you can see our second ladle full is more or less all absorbed, and we want to just add the last ladle full of stock. And give it a bit of a stir around again. Just pause it actually. Now that's all our stock absorbed in, the rest of the stock. So just take it off the heat a wee minute, and we're going to add in our cherry tomatoes that we cut earlier. And I just want to get some herbs here. So a few basil leaves, just a small handful, and some fresh parsley. And we'll just scrunch them all up and give them a bit of a shred with the knife. Straight in. Then a bit of a stir through. And then our last ingredient is some mascarpone cheese. And you can put in 1 or 2 tablespoons of this. And this will just really cream it up. Pop it back onto the heat and just give it a good stir through. You can see, just stir our cheese right through, make sure it all melts into it. And this is where you end up with your lovely creamy risotto. Now you can use soft cheese here, or you can use Parmesan. I just find the mascarpone's got a real rich taste to it. Okay, so we'll just take our chicken fillets off our heat, and we'll just give them a quick cut through. So we end up with a risotto, and we can just place our pieces of nicely cooked chicken on top. Okay, so for the recipe in full, if you want to go to www.thesustainableorder.com, you get the full list of ingredients and the recipe in full. Okay, I'll see you next time. Bye folks.